everybody. Welcome to the Malachi Black Show, where Aaron, for the next 90 minutes, will literally just all over Malachi Black. For those of you who don't get that, you kind of need context, I guess. But welcome to 50-50 Booking. And we go back over this week's WWE stuff, which involves a few bad things, particularly Bailey when we get to SmackDown. And it's a particularly weird week. Tegan and Knox too. So, who I'm going to start with first up, because it's actually relevant, and because I don't know what Aaron knows about this, but Tegan Knox had an actual tryout match before Raw week.
A what?
She had a tryout match before Raw this week.
Okay.
You know, like what they've been doing with what's his Karrion Kross and Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
She had one of those. It was before Raw. Yeah, the main event before Raw. That's what she had one of those matches this week. Whether it ends up on main, I don't know, but she had one of those matches before Raw. Yeah, that's probably she too. I mentioned obviously
come back from injury.
Right. And this is why I mentioned this, because obviously it affects. She's on quite a few of these shows for the rest of the week. We'll touch upon, but this is why it's here, because there's relevance to it.
And also, not to mention, I said to you about the whole charging thing on NXT, and you said I don't care. And then to find out that this week it was Tegan Knox, I was like, what has she got to do with a battery charger?
Well, that's what I did. That's why I didn't care, because it makes sense. Even once I found out, I was like, why?
Why the battery?
No.
I get it, she's back at 100%, but that's literally the only thing that really...
Her gimmick isn't like she runs out of power or anything and needs to recharge or anything like that. So that's ridiculous.
No, she's the girl with the shiniest wizard, not the girl with the Duracell rabbit.
Oh, we'll get onto that one. Don't you worry.
Uh-huh.
I have some things to say about that. But yeah, you may not have been aware of that, but yeah, she did buy those matches before Raw this week.
Yeah.
So, which of course does lead as always with Raw. When we have pay-per-view beforehand, yeah, we have to be stuck with Raw. And oh joy, oh boy. How many people can you have in a ring without it meaning any fucking?
6?
Yeah. This was kind of points considering what it led to. You could have just stuck with the 3 people who would probably be relevant, and that's fine.
Could have. Did WE?
No. Yeah, but essentially this led to a match between Morrison and Ricochet.
Yeah.
So why they just didn't have Morrison and Ricochet out there? Yeah.
I have a baby Groot shirt on today.
It's a drunk baby Groot.
My 2 favourite things, baby Groot and Jack Daniels.
Groot Daniels.
That's actually a well good name for a kid.
There you go then. You're welcome. Or you could call Jack Daniels.
Or Jack Groot.
There you go. Or Groot Jack Daniels. There you go. It works in a variety of ways.
This is true.
Anyone wants to use those names, by all means, you're welcome.
Aaron's a good name as well, though.
Well, considering I know a few people with that name, then I'm kind of biased. But to be fair, so are you.
Met one other Aaron, and he was pretty cool, to be honest.
I've actually met 4 of you in my life. That old Aaron. The most common name of a person I've met in life is actually Christopher. I've met 12.
Bruce is sitting in a box full of nappy pads.
Well, makes him happy. We're a kinks, aren't we?
Nappy pads.
Maybe he's the Miz. I don't know. Actually, that's not fair on. That's not fair on Bruce. Bruce has more charisma. Also, I understand the purpose of Bruce.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, but it's more than to promote the Miz. So there you go.
That's not saying much.
No, not. Yeah, this segment eventually led to Morrison versus Ricochet, which Morrison won count out.
Again with the count out.
Yeah. Why? It made no sense. I mean, there's a few results on Raw which I had issue with, and this is one of them. You might be able to guess the other one. The next thing I have is the 8-woman tag match.
The Jinder Mahal segment.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I must have missed that then.
I mean, the Jinder Mahal segment, it was about like him and McIntyre and their history, and it just seemed like a really childish way to start off a feud that could go somewhere. He said, "Oh, he decided not to return my calls." He sounded like a really like upset prom date the night after prom.
Right. Yeah, he sounded like an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or somebody who'd been on the date once and never got a call back, something like that.
And as men, we can say nobody wants to hear somebody sound like a ex-girlfriend. It's tiring.
To be fair, there are women out there who are not want people to sound like ex-boyfriends, because I'm sure that happens too.
Yeah, both sides. Nobody wants to hear an ex's story.
No. Not even a possibly new boyfriend or girlfriend, because nobody wants to hear about an ex.
No.
So this did eventually to a match. This does lead. Sorry.
And that's exactly what it sounded like.
Right. This does lead to a match later on Raw, though. That's the thing this had going for it. It does lead to something.
The match was already scheduled.
Yes, but my point is, at least there's a reason it was there. At least it wasn't just a random thing. I mean, it was bad, but at least it actually was there for a reason.
Oh, that wasn't even the worst part about this whole Jinder McIntyre thing. Jinder's reasons were actually okay, like for as far as reasons go. But then you have McIntyre make up some bullshit story in a kind of Scottish way to make it sound historic, and then it didn't make any sense. And I was just like, who's writing this guy's promos?
It's a thing that Heather drew at them. He's basically everything is like some mythical Scottish folk tale or something.
Yeah, I'm getting bored of it.
And they aren't even real things, and it's like, come on. If you want to do Scottish mythos, Scotland does have a lot of them. So you could find one that would work, certainly, but they can't be bothered. It's lazy.
It is.
Yeah.
So then the 8-women tag match.
Yes, which was not Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Eva
moment of the commentary moment of the night. I'll give Corey Graves credit. He said when Oscar's entrance played, he said that Oscar's jacket looked like she'd been to Sesame Street and slaughtered half of them. I thought that was great. That made me laugh.
Kind of appropriate for this match, really. So, and
one of these things just doesn't belong here. Alexa Bliss.
Oh God, yes, we will get to that. Yeah, obviously the women I just mentioned, and they took on the Ash, which is Nikki Ross for those who don't, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Naomi.
I think Nikki is my pick to win Money in the Bank this year.
I think that's good. I also wouldn't be that opposed either.
No, I wouldn't either. Either a Nikki or Alexa.
The two of them, Nikki. Please, yeah. Nikki, two of those. Because as you rightly point out,
I'd like for a twist, Alexa to actually help Nikki get it.
Wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah.
It's better than James Ellsworth helping the upper ladder.
Yeah. Or I swear, if they get the Fiend to sit at the top of the ladder and just hand Alexa the briefcase, or get the Fiend to cost Alexa the briefcase, that'd be cool.
That at least, the last one at least makes sense.
After WrestleMania?
Yeah.
That would be Fiend's payback.
Yeah. At least narratively, why last one makes sense. The other two, not so much. But Alexa helping Cross, I can get it. There's a way that work.
Especially where they've been teaming so much lately.
Right, to have that happen, or what you mentioned, the Fiend being the ladder stop Bliss, that works too. One of those issues work. Do I think they'll do them? No.
We've got another week until Money in the Bank, so we'll give our predictions then.
Yeah, no to be. They can screw up a lot in a week.
I mean, this 8-women tag was good as far as I'm concerned, but we didn't see a lot of these. We didn't see a lot of the matches, to be honest. We don't get to see a lot of like the big 8-women tag team matches, is what I'm saying. So to actually see a match with this many superstars in it, and they actually got to like shine in their own way in places, it was a good match.
Do you know what's really bad about this match, though? In all seriousness, and it's not knock on the women. This is Raw's women's division.
Huh?
This is Raw's pretty much almost Raw's women's division.
Oh yeah.
With the exception of Ripley, with the exception of Ripley and Flair.
Yeah, I thought you was going to say the fact that they're still calling Piper Dewdrop.
Oh, I figured that went with that saying, but sure, we'll do that one. Yeah, it's Piper Niven, and I'm not changing my mind on that one.
Even though Piper seems to have adapted to it pretty well on social media.
Yeah, that's Piper being a professional and trying to make it work. But the problem is WWE aren't making it work. That's the problem with this.
Yeah. You should start a hashtag saying set Piper free. Set Piper free.
Hashtag do drop that.
Drop do drop. Hashtag drop do drop.
Yeah.
No, because then they might think we want that to be released, and we don't want that to happen.
Oh, I know. Let's think something else. Hashtag
drop the do drop gimmick.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, much more precise.
Yeah.
Hashtag Piper Niven. There you go. Or some variation works, but Baszler, Jack, Eva Marie, and Piper win this match.
And then we moved on to an almighty segment, which was basically character building Bobby Lashley's ego.
Like most of his segments.
Yeah. And then we had a good match, like Ollie versus Mansoor.
These quite capable of having a good match, and this probably was my favourite match of Raw.
I mean, I don't get this rivalry. I really don't. What's like Ollie?
It's a stupid rivalry, but the match I like.
Yeah, I like the match too, but I just don't understand. I don't understand the rivalry. There's no heat behind it. Like, there's no proper heat behind it. It feels like Ali's just trying to look out for Mansoor, but make himself be pushed at the same time, and that kind of failed with Retribution. So what's his next step?
Oh, we'll get on to failed Retribution a bit later on, but yeah, unlike the members of Retribution, Ali won this match.
He did.
which
And
kind of
I was
surprised me,
pleasantly
to be
surprised
honest.
and shocked.
It surprised me too.
It's like, is he finally getting his like turnaround? But then he's not in Money in the Bank, so.
I was going to say no.
I mean,
Also,
he was supposed to have won Money in the Bank the year that Brock Lesnar won it, and we all know how that went.
we got Brock Lesnar's boombox, which, to be fair, I liked that. It was fun, but I like the fact it could cost Ali his chance.
Yeah, I mean, if you like it that much, you can go see it in the like WWE headquarters. They've got it in case.
No, I'm Brock with it. Like I'm walking around it, using it. That I liked because that's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Because when you have somebody like Brock who's normally dead serious, doing some gas shit like that, it's funny.
I heard a rumor that was actually R-Truth's idea.
Again, man, that's the thing though. That does not surprise me. R-Truth is a funny guy. If you let R-Truth be R-Truth and not make him do stupid shit that WWE does.
That's one of the reasons why. Brock Lesnar actually said he wanted to do more work with Ron Killings.
He made him break on telly. If you remember, they had a together. And yeah, R-Truth is probably one of the only people I've ever known to get Lesnar to break character, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. Then we
unfortunately, they do R-Truth dirt show, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Then we had Drew's pre-match promo, which, as I said before, was out there to say the least. Like, why is everything a pile of bull when it comes to his promos? At the moment, it just makes Drew look quirky.
Written by an idiot who clearly doesn't understand Drew.
Needs to find some like Norse mythology or Scottish mythology or something.
Celtic.
If he's going to write about it.
Celtic or Scotland.
Yeah.
So you could probably get away with Norse to a degree as well, because the Norse invade most of the northern part of the kingdom. So yeah, Celtic just generally is more widely accepted, or even Glick.
Yeah. And then, of course, after the pre-match promo, we had the match, and it was Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre.
Here's the other match's results suck.
Yeah, I mean, this was always going to be an interesting match because of the guy's history.
Yeah. Not the result, it's the actual method result.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that Corey actually mentioned 3MB. I thought that was like a little black moment in the past that WWE never wanted to revisit since McIntyre held the championship.
Well, it's because he's not the champion, and you've got Jinder, so at least it makes sense to a point. But obviously, they can't make.
Slater comes back just for a little reunion.
Not likely. He's injured. He's been injured for quite a while now. He got injured wrestling for Impact.
Mm-hmm.
So why he's even going to be capable, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. I actually kind of thought Heath was kind of good, actually. He was just very bad used.
I'm pretty sure that Jinder and Drew are both unhappy with how 3MB went, so I'm pretty sure they're not anxious to revisit that stage of their career either.
Well, no, bear in mind that as a result of 3MB, both of them got released, so what do you reckon?
I mean, it's how Drew McIntyre found the Claymore kick. Because it was one of their only victories.
By accident.
Yeah. Because he almost split his tights.
His tight leather pants is what they were.
Yeah.
So you'll probably find it if you go back and look through the network or Peacock or whatever you have, because there will be a record of that match. It was on telly.
Yeah. But Drew won by DQ.
That's by having it was a DQ win.
And then Jinder took his sword. Yeah. I said it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, we all know what the obvious connotation is.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. All I'm going to say for those of you who've got a memory long enough is this choppy my pee, and I'm leaving it right there.
Mm,
And I delivered until he had a drink in his mouth to say that. So,
thanks.
you're welcome.
I might have needed a new laptop if I didn't have stronger lips.
Wow. That's a different show. But anyway.
I thought sorting stuff was dead.
Oh, no, it's just hibernation. Until I work out what I'm going to do with it. So, but it'll be around. There'll be Patreon shows at some point when I get around to it. But a lot of it's also time related, which is why some of these shows get done because they're easier to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be working on a new timetable soon as well. I'm keeping Sundays off, obviously, for the 50/50.
Yeah.
But I'll still be doing the Mondays and the Saturdays. But I've got a new day coming to the week on my Carrying with Colours stream channel. So
I was going to say, I did kind of see something the other day about you having a new day, but didn't catch what it was.
I've been a little bit mysterious about it. I haven't gone into a lot of detail, but I've just shown a couple of things and done a bit of media work.
You kind of missed out on a great opportunity though, because if you're going to add a new day, you should have had them go to this and have them do that.
Yeah, the whole Jinder Drew thing for me wasn't great. Could have been better.
They were hid by the Jinder.
Yeah, but the New Day segment was cool and hyped as New Day normally is. And then you had Mace and T-Bar versus the Lucha House Party.
Yeah.
Hands up if you was expecting a squash match. That's basically what we got for the most part.
But not the way you'd think it would be.
Surprise roll-up. And Lucha House Party got the victory. Like,
yeah.
Well, okay, this wasn't expected at all. Why? How? Are they trying to bury Retribution good and proper now?
Yeah.
Are they trying to get Mace and T-Bar to possibly have a feud? Break up a tag team there?
Well, Vince does.
If they do that, then it's a lot of wasted work on a half decent tag team.
Which means they'll do it because that's just how it works. Because tag teams, Vince doesn't care about tag teams.
I mean, as we both know, as we've watched NXT in the past, Dijakovic and Mace.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Mace in the ring in solos action, but Dijakovic can hang with the best of them. He gave Keith Lee a run for his money.
Well, that's a complaint. He's been accomplished right there, Dijakovic.
Yeah. So seeing him in singles action again, I wouldn't be opposed, as long as he picks up Dijakovic again and not T-Bar.
Yeah, you know what will happen, right, T-Bar? But yeah. So yeah.
Then we had a funny segment of the week, which was Damian Priest and Riddle.
Well, the minute you say funny, I think everyone knows it's Riddle.
I mean, it was funny but interesting, to be honest. Priest and Riddle would probably make a much better tag team than Riddle and Randy have.
Well, I think the idea is obviously because Riddle and Randy are so to each other. I think that's the idea for that.
Yeah.
Priest and Riddle I mean, they're not exactly, but they have much more in common.
Yeah, I mean, they've even got a secret handshake and everything, but still, I mean, it is what it is.
I think a secret handshake. I'm not saying this is what it is, but it's probably how they pass stuff to each other.
Probably.
That's what I'm saying. I'll elaborate on that. I'm sure you can all guess what I mean.
And then you had Riddle versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And it was the whole match was Riddle was the underdog because of his ankle injury from the week before. The Viking Raiders caused a distraction, got rid of the victory.
Well,
Was it really necessary? Probably not.
No, but if it does lead to the Viking in a tag title match, okay, I can
They've
kind of see
already
it.
got one.
Yeah, was not being hyped in any way.
No, which is really stupid. Apparently, it's supposed to be happening at Money in the Bank.
That's kind of my point.
I'm not sure whether or not it's happening in Money in the Bank or Raw this Monday.
Nobody. That's kind of the problem. Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
I mean, unless they do have one this Monday and there's a disqualification, in which case it's put on Money in the Bank as well, which is something WWE have done in the past.
It would be unknown for them to do such a thing.
Yeah. And then we have the Charlotte segment, and I guessed it. Charlotte was on crutches.
And you called this.
And of course, it was a setup in the most flairist way possible. But what made me laugh, Rhea came out with her own crutch and took the piss out of Charlotte all the way down to the ring.
The thing is, you're laughing, but it isn't good laughing.
I'm laughing because it's just dumb.
Yeah, this segment was dreadful.
It was. Is there anything you can do, I can do better? But it wasn't. It was anything you can do, I can do worse.
The WWE booking philosophy for Monday Night Raw.
And like, of course, both of them are fine because they both went for a swing of each other with their crutches at the same time, and it turned into some kind of crutch fencing session in the middle of a ring, and it looked ridiculous.
Well, this
the only
ending
thing about this was Ripley got the last laugh.
Yeah, but I'm sure Charlotte was fine afterwards. She probably went home and watched their leader, Andre and the Niggle Wednesday. So yeah. Anyway,
I like how Charlotte's doing Andrade's moonsault now.
Well, so he needs to do a good one. He can't, so you know.
His one last Wednesday wasn't that bad.
Oh, this isn't. Obviously, we're not doing that show, but that was my least favorite match of that entire show.
Yeah, I can agree.
I'm not going to say why. This is not that show. But if I can,
Guerrero in there, of course, it's going to be your least favorite.
Don't have an issue with Vigo. I have an issue with Andrade's lack of ability.
One trick pony.
So, yeah. But anyway, back to WWE because that's what the show is. It's not.
This is going to get really bad, isn't it? Now that I'm watching AEW as well.
Yeah, it's a case of have to be slightly careful here. So we don't want to give, because the people who want WWE stuff aren't going to want to hear that. So
no. So then we got Elias and Alexander versus Riker and Truth.
Right.
2 questions.
I have more than 2 questions, but go ahead.
Why Truth? Why Alexander? Actually, I've got 3. How the fuck did this match come about? Like, what the fuck? There was no story building behind this at all. It was just like they threw 4 people in a hat and thought, oh yeah, you go on his team, you go on his team.
Yeah, that's probably how it booked, right?
Then Truth abandoned Riker because he went for the 24/7 championship. Then Elias abandoned Alexander, and Riker splatted Alexander and got the win.
At least abandoning Riker made sense.
Yeah.
But about it.
But why not just have a one-on-one match between Alexander and Riker? Elias didn't need to be in this, not after the strap match. Truth didn't need to be in this, just throw in a 24/7 championship segment somewhere.
Well, no,
Truth's god-awful promo section.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Could have been much more simple.
Yeah. We could have done without this space. But yeah, Truth for Mecca won this. Yeah.
And then you had New Day versus Lashley and MVP.
Yeah.
Bobby didn't get pinned. Great. New Day won. Great. So it was a good match in multiple ways. But for what we saw from MVP, and it just looked lazy.
Yeah, performance-wise, this was not up what it should have been, but it did. At least the whites happened in this match. That's the only thing you say about it.
That's the only thing good you can say about it.
But that's
You
it.
agree, Bruce? Man, not being too noisy for your beauty sleep.
Maybe it's just it feels like you're not over enough. I don't know.
No, he's trying to sleep.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I've been told.
Fascinating.
So
yeah,
that was Raw.
Basically, yeah.
I gave it a 3 out of 10.
There you go. And I would concur with that. This was a bad Raw. There was literally like one match I kind of enjoyed, and the rest of it was just kind of meh. Which brings us, of course, to NXT. The Great American Bash.
I liked this, but it was in the wrong order.
Oh yeah, there's a few things that aren't right. Yeah.
And also, we didn't get the championship match I thought we was going to with Cross versus Gargano.
Yeah, that I was a bit what on that one as well. That one did make me.
I was like, I thought this was happening this week, and then he said no next week. I was like,
yeah, they didn't explain that one because I was the same as you. I thought this was happening then.
Yeah, I mean, at least we've got something to look forward to this week.
Well,
you see. At the same time,
they haven't promoted it. They've been promoting it like it was part of the Bash.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're going back to Full Sail University, next week, because Raw and SmackDown are both back on the road.
I was gonna say you get question next week, so might be way.
Maybe back in front of live crowds. I mean, they're technically already in front of a live crowd, but they're all masked and everything.
Yeah, but when we say live crowd, we mean actual prop live crowd. We're talking about what they're currently. Yeah. It's more like what?
Full Sail.
It's more like what AEW.
Yeah, I don't think NXT will ever get to like the same like stage.
But those kind of crowds, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, the only time that NXT get that is at TakeOver. If they went on the road and was included in the draft, I think that would be great.
Sorry, I mean more of in actual fans and not just extras and some picked.
Yeah, like obviously they're not just fans in the Capital Wrestling Center. They're actually family members of the wrestlers and stuff like that.
Exactly. That's what I mean by that. Just clear. I know it can be a bit confusing, but that's what I'm referring to as actual proper fans. Well, as I say that, you might be careful what fans you let in because those who may have called AEW this week know there's a bit of occasion with a fan.
Yeah, in the fuzzy.
And fair, that fan what he bloody deserved.
Punch in the face.
Yeah.
I like how Chris Jericho used it in his promo though.
Yeah. If you try and enter a wrestling ring like that, as a fan, you get what you deserve.
Yeah, I mean, there's been loads of like different times when this has happened though. I mean, Rusev got into trouble because when he pulled down the American flag and Army.
Yeah. Before you do, you do have to be careful you do certain things. Yeah, but at the same time, you really should be careful as a fan what you do when you're in a wrestling event. I mean, I'll give you an example of a really bad time a fan did it and they really regret. There's a episode Monday Night Nitro back in the archives on the network thing. I can't remember which show it was. But fan jumped in there and actually tried to jump someone who was for Andy Savage, and Savage the shit out the guy. He really beat the hell out of him. The ref got involved. Well, he beat the shit out of this guy too. It was so bad. So my point back is big.
I just need to pop out for a minute. I will be back.
No, the main point being, though, obviously Aaron doesn't need to hear this part, is if you're going to have one of these events now that are allowing fans into, don't try and get in the ring. For one thing, spoil it for yourself. You're going to get kicked out, and there's a chance you're also going to get kicked in or beaten out by some of these guys just because screwed. You think some of these guys can't hurt you? I guarantee you can. Especially someone like, we talked about it before. Riddle's a good example. Riddle used to MMA. Riddle could kill you. Randy Orton's ex-special used to be a Marine. There you go. Whether you like Riker or not, he was a Marine too. Again, someone who could quite easily probably kill most people. So why would you jump in the ring with these people? No idea. It's dumb. Don't do it, Paul. Just go there, enjoy it, watch. Chant, whichever reason. But there's no justification for you get into a wrestling ring if you're a fan. Simple as that. But anyway, yes. So great bash. As pointed out, obviously we're missing Gargano and Cross. That match was on this show, which again was a bit for me, but I'm going to get it this week, so we'll see what that one. So, yeah, the show was a bit weird, and Aaron can touch upon this as well, so I'll go with this now. I have the first thing up is Kay against Fat Trent Champ. Yeah. I'm not surprised really who won, but at the time, maybe Ciampa and Thatcher should have done. It's a weird one. But it's because the thing with NXT, they're not held the belts for long either, so it's hard to say they should have lost here. But at the same time, Ciampa and Thatcher, the kind of team where if they'd won, I don't think anyone would have complained about it. There you go. I mean, it's what you'd expect from Fat Ciampa, though, and NXT did their thing as well. So. There you go. All right. Then, of course, we have LA Knight. This is Cameron Grimes. Oh, joy. Oh, fun. Wonderful. Oh, yes. Night one. Yeah. Kind of figured this would happen, in all honesty. It wouldn't have made sense otherwise, to be honest. Because this way you get more out of this, I guess. But we'll see. Then after this, we have the women's title match, the NXT one. We have Zoe Stark and Io Shirai versus The Way, which is Indy Hartwell and Kayla Ray. And nice tag match. Brought both did well. I enjoyed it. We do, however, have new tag champions with Stark and Shirai. Which is cool. It's interesting to see. And of course, we got the return of Tegan Knox, who, yes, all those battery vignettes, that was for Tegan. And this is her return. And there you go. And that, of course, leads us to the last match that took place. Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. Now, this is where Aaron being here would help, but that's what it is. Because you guys know I don't like Adam Cole, so I'm not going to be objective here at all, because that's me. I'm going to speak with you guys. I don't like the fact Cole won this match. I think it's stupid. It made more sense if Riley wins this. But for the reason, Cole wins. Don't get it. Really don't get it. So, anyway, what I will do, why Aaron is not with us, because obviously do it early. I should have done so. Oops, my bad. Just we have the pages here, guys. For those who want us out, so you can check the links in the view description. You can also find us on Twitter and on Instagram, and of course, you can help out Aaron's charity fund. Yay, all charities. The Just Skin link is down in the YouTube description below. You can also catch him doing his Twitch stuff on his Twitch channel right here. All these links are on our YouTube page here for the show. And that's cool, right? So if Aaron's back to join us, we'll get into NXT. So meantime, I'm going to go to NXT UK. Oh no, he's back.
The devil, and I have appeared.
I've actually just done NXT, so if you want to back over it, then by all means do so.
Sorry?
I've actually just gone for NXT on the whole show, but if you want, by all means, if you want to do it, go back over it.
Oh. MSK versus Thatcher shouldn't have been first.
Yep, agreed.
I mean, what a way to kick off the show.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing to say for it. It was a good way to start the show, but at the same time, it probably shouldn't be the first match.
Yeah, because it set the standard for everything else, and to follow that.
And I also think the other three matches couldn't follow it, considering who's in the matches.
No.
What women's tag match could have done?
Possibly. The announcement that Samoa Joe is going to be the guest star referee for the Karrion Kross versus Gargano match should be interesting.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm guessing that you like it because it's Joe.
I do, but I'm also not looking forward to what it probably means.
I mean, it probably means that Kross is going to lay his hands on Joe. Joe's going to make Kross pass out, and Gargano's going to pin him for the 1-2-3.
Yeah, basically. That's what something along those lines happen. I think Kross is going to make it Joe can put his hands on him.
Yeah.
So yeah. So LA Knight beat Cameron Grimes as well.
Yeah. The breakout tournament competitors all lined up and got introduced, including Odyssey Jones.
They announced last week why they were on this. Why they had to do this week? I don't know.
They had to fill 5 minutes.
Yeah. So what vignette for?
They
could have
Stark and Io match was good.
I said they could have had a row thing here with Swerve Scott, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, tag title match. Sorry.
Tag title match was good. Happy with the new champions.
Yeah. Also, Tegan.
Yeah, Tegan's return was pretty cool. Don't understand the whole battery-related thing, but you know.
Yeah, it's stupid, but at the same time, she's back, and it's good to see her.
Index lives because Dexter Loomis carried Indy Hartwell off after the match.
Yeah, I didn't cover that because I wanted you to do it. Because we know how much you love Dexter.
Hit Row's Cypher celebration was something else. I mean, not a fan, to be honest.
No.
The Regal and Joe segment was one-sided and a little edgy, little bit of an edgy night recap. Didn't really care for it, but it was a time filler.
Again, it was
Cole
needed.
versus O'Reilly 2. Great match. I wouldn't say match of the night. I'd give that to MSK and Ciampa and Thatcher.
I would agree.
And it means they're still going to have another match because it's now one apiece.
Yeah, I covered this before, so we've gone. As everyone who knows me is very aware, I do not like Adam Cole. I did not like the fact he won this match.
The only thing I'm hoping to get out of this next match would be 2 out of 3 falls. So that way we don't have to see it again.
I mean, not have loser leaves town.
Yeah, I take loser leaves NXT as well.
Yeah, and then Cole can lose.
Yeah, and send him up to main roster.
Yeah, just get rid of him. I don't care.
I'd find it funny if he lost and he got sent to 205 Live.
Well, they do need some wrestlers.
That,
yeah, we've lost a few wrestlers there, so they are going to need.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that main event pretty much the only 2 shows we don't cover.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we kind of technically do cover a main event to a point when he does random matches like Tegan did this week, and obviously Karrion did the week before, and Braun. But generally, we don't normally have a main event.
I mean, I don't watch it. Bruce seems mad at me for that. You know.
Maybe he likes 205. Like, I don't know.
No, he just likes his 5 seconds of infamy.
Or maybe we should be calling him Main Bruce. I don't know.
I didn't pick the name. Otherwise, I'd call him Scrappy. Because he looks like Scrappy do.
Yeah, so many reasons why it's probably appropriate. But so NXT man, what's your grade for it?
I gave it an 8 out of 10 because of the 2 reasons that I didn't like. 2 reasons I wasn't happy with it mainly.
I can agree with that.
And tension between Joe and Karrion Kross is just getting on my nerves. Can somebody just like
can
already? Yeah,
can Karrion just hit Joe already so we can have them fight, please? Yeah. That's what it comes down to. And before I forget, NXT, we've mentioned Kross, I have to say it. Scarlett Bordeaux
needs to wrestle.
So there we go. It's simple like it, people, and you all should be on my side on this one because you should be.
I am.
Thank you. I know you are.
But also, Karrion Kross's debut on main event, he wasn't with Scarlett Bordeaux, so I'm thinking he may be leaving her in NXT when he goes to main roster.
They took away most of his stuff after the main event. Literally, they stripped him right down.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get excited. He wasn't naked. I don't mean you getting excited, Aaron. I'm not talking about you. Just because you're bi doesn't mean you fancy every man you see. Just to be clear to people, that's not what that means.
Yeah.
Just because somebody
like that, Bruce, go away.
Yeah. Just because somebody might like somebody of the same sex, it doesn't mean they're going to immediately put a perv on everything they see. That's not how that works.
I'm gonna have to try telling my little brother that.
Yeah, it's the same way that just if a girl likes if a girl likes other girls, doesn't mean she likes every girl.
Exactly.
Yeah, they like trying to explain it, but you know, people are stood generally, or they're ignorant. Usually one or the other, or both.
Mm-hmm.
But onto something much less ignorant and stupid. NXT UK.
I didn't like this week.
I had a feeling you wouldn't.
The only thing that really like,
Can I guess?
yeah, go on.
Main event.
No,
Okay, so Andrews.
not even that.
No.
The
Blimey.
announcement for Walter versus Dragunov 2.
Oh, okay. Should have figured. Because
So
what
I got to wait 2 weeks for it. So
when we get to the main event, I'll tell the bit I liked about the main, but we'll get to that. NXT UK. So we have Williams against Fraser.
very fast-paced match. A good way to start off the show, I thought, and then the chop block by Kenny Williams caused the pace to obviously slow down, and a win for the scum of the earth, Kenny Williams.
Yeah. To be fair, though, when somebody does a move like that, does the chop like that, I like seeing that result because that is what should happen. Because that move gets used in American football, and if you do that to somebody in Raw, it does cause issues. You can really hurt doing that to somebody.
No, I've been chop blocked.
Yeah. So the way it gets sold is it's really terrible because people seem to shake it off. You have to do that. It's not that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've been chop blocked while playing hockey.
Well, there you go.
And somebody hit me in the back of the knee with the hockey stick, and they literally pushed it downwards. I couldn't walk for half an hour because my leg was so dead.
There's my point. If you do that properly to somebody, it's not what you can just recover from.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, Williams defeated Fraser, which yeah. I'm just going to get matches unless you want to mention segments at all, but you've obviously mentioned that Dragunov and Walter. So we have Andrews versus Howard. Tag title shot.
Yeah, and a great match, a good win for Mark Andrews. Overdue, you might say, because he hasn't been in the ring for quite a while.
Yeah, I also have to keep remember to call him Andrews, but that's nothing entirely. So those of you who've followed British wrestling for a while, you'll know why I remember not to call him that.
Yeah.
So all of you who watched TNA Impact a while back, because in that too. So as you point out, Andrew's one, which is good. I liked. It was good to see as well. Yes, but
yeah, and then you had Blair Davenport's debut
against Di Matteo.
Yeah, I like how they didn't say her name for the first half of the match, like they didn't know who she was.
I like it when they do
was
that.
Just so invested in Matteo that no, they were so invested in Davenport that they didn't even mention the poor girl's name.
Yeah, I don't like when comics do that. Even if it's a squash, the person I mentioned, give them something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fun. I mean, the night to get the hell kicked out of them. Let's have them mention the name. Jesus, give them something.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't like this week. I hate it when commentary do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good debut for Davenport. Nothing much to say, to be honest.
Chew one. Yeah. Then French 7 against Dennis.
No, before that we had the
I was talking about
segment.
About matches, but yeah. I did say before I skip segments, so she wanted to mention them.
I mean, the TO Man segment was actually all right.
Okay.
Like it showed that they're actually he's actually got a proper alliance with that new guy, but I can't really remember his name. Raja.
Oh yeah. I think I remember his name.
And then we had Walter vs Dragunov 2 announced for 2 weeks' time.
Our highlight of this week.
But I will say the Trent versus Dennis match was the main reason why I gave this week a 5.
Yeah, because
Everything else was.
Do you know what I liked about this? We got Moustache Mountain out of this match.
Oh, what?
We got Moustache Mountain out of this match.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this match.
I like watching Trent Seven wrestle, to be honest. You never know what he's going to pull out his bag.
Well, that's fair enough.
But Primate and T-Bone interfering was not necessary.
No, but that is why we got Tyler Bate's involvement as well.
Why the fuck have they given Tyler Bate nunchucks?
Maybe he watched the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon many times.
Yeah, but even the commentator made a Ninja Turtle reference. I was just like, you can make a Ninja Turtle reference, but you can't remember female wrestler's name that's fighting against somebody making their debut.
It's even weirder though, because it's also a UK show. In this country, it was not Ninja Turtles; they're called Hero Turtles because we wouldn't let them use the word ninja.
Yeah. Until the late 90s when it became Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right.
But it was a great match between Trent and Dennis, and from their matches in the past, we was expecting a great match. But that's the problem; we was expecting it. So if it wasn't a good match, then we would have been really severely disappointed.
Yeah, it'd be more of an issue than it being a match. Is like, yeah, okay, quite expected. If it's a bad match, oh, that sucked. Eyebrows. He thinks it's Crufts. I don't know.
Okay, bro, out of nowhere. Get your ass off my back. That's my phone.
So 5. It's a 5 for this week for NXT UK. So which is probably the lowest one I think you heard NXT UK. Actually.
Yeah, it's just too standard for me.
That's fair enough.
I like a bit of excitement, and each week's been doing that, and then this week was just.
Yeah, I can understand that. The thing in defense of this show though is it's like the first time in been covering it that we've had issues. So I'm going to give it a bit of leeway because once of how many.
Yeah.
It depends whether it continues or not. That's the thing. Hi, bro.
I'm going to lock you in the back garden in a minute.
We've only got Smack to go, so it shouldn't be too bad anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, this began with the most stupid segment in the world.
Yeah, just a bit.
This served no purpose.
It was Tribal Chief Excuse Week.
Something you could have done very easily at 30 seconds.
In the backstage area.
Right.
Have Roman pull up in his car. Jimmy go out to meet him. And then as Roman got out, the second door opened and Jay got out as well. They had a brief hug, went back to the locker room. No need for in-ring or a 3-minute fucking entrance that is boring.
Yeah. Bruce agreed. Well done, Bruce. Right.
I'm patting him on his head, but now he wants fish. No fish.
Well, he wants food. Of course he does. Let's see. Oh, when Baron Corbin's car got repossessed apparently last week, and then Maura bought it. No.
Yeah. For those of you watching who don't understand this, Baron isn't going through any of this right now. He's still living the same life. This is just a character thing.
Yeah.
However, that is actually his car in real life, and he's actually allowed Shinsuke Nakamura permission to drive his car, which he had to do legally because Nakamura isn't actually a citizen of these United States, of the United States.
Those United States.
Yeah.
So, all credit to Corbin trying to commit to this, because to be fair to the guy, he does try to make these work. It's not his fault most of these things suck generally. He just has his back generally, and very rarely actually his fault.
He's even gone as far as to pitch an idea where he does lose his house and Nakamura buys it.
Yeah, you can imagine him and Moogs living in there and just running around his house, just doing Shinsuke's female.
Yeah.
Which would be funny for like 1 week, but I'll do it for like 7.
So if this goes as far as I think it's going to go, it could be pretty creative and it could be quite interesting.
Right. These two did actually have a match on SmackDown, but during Nakamura's entrance, he was attacked by Corbin.
Which was a bit of a show to the old Corbin when he had his hair.
Happy
the ruthless side.
Happy Corbin.
Yeah, sure. Happy Corbin.
WWE trucked. Happy Corbin. That's all I'm saying. This break. When we came back, she got the match.
Yeah.
This was a Money in the Bank qualifier, by the way. To let everybody know.
Personally, I was actually hoping Corbin won, because the way that WWE have been using him lately, he kind of deserved a win.
Also a former Money in the Bank winner too.
Yeah, and like part of me can see Nakamura in the Money in the Bank match, but I could see Corbin in it more. Because obviously I've seen him in one before.
Yeah.
Whereas Nakamura, I've not seen in a ladder match since NXT.
Which in itself does hold its own case points of mystery then, so that could be interesting.
Not only reasonable mystery, it holds its case in worry as well, because when it comes to ladder matches, if you haven't done them in a long time, there's that worry about, are you going to be okay for this? Are you going to get injured while you're doing this? There's always a worry for injury.
Yeah, you said, but look at the Hardys who did ladder matches constantly. They'd always get hurt during ladder matches, even though they did them regularly. It's like there's always a possibility in a ladder match, whether you do it or not.
Yeah.
Because of the kind of match it is, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Nakamura won the match, so Nakamura goes forth to me in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
There's a possibility I think Corbin may get involved in the match and possibly cost Nakamura. Maybe.
Yeah, but then I can see Rick Boogs getting involved and giving Nakamura the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Because he thinks James Ellsworth too. But anyway.
Yeah.
This led to the tag match I have listed next.
Oh, we forgot to mention something else about the Corbin versus Nakamura match.
Go ahead.
Big E was ringside, having a bloody pedicure. The fuck? And McAfee joined him.
That actually made the sense of that whole McAfee actually was doing it as well.
And on a side note as well, not many people may have realised, but Big E was actually wearing Bayley merch.
That's fair enough, and I think I'm sure that's what we're going to cover in a bit when we get to it.
Yeah, it was a nice little nod of a get well soon to Bayley, because like on screen they're probably not the best of friends, but in real life they are. They do have a friendship there.
Oh yeah, they get on very well away from wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. But McAfee had pedicure at the same time as Big E was still surprising about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And then we had Natalia and Tamina versus Shotzi and Tegan Nox.
Yeah. NXT call-ups.
Where's Ember Moon?
Apparently she left it back in NXT.
Why? Tegan and Shotzi have never tagged.
Yeah, let's also be clear about this. They're Tegan, and it's not Blackheart. It's Shotzi and Nox. Officially, they are listed as Shotzi and Nox. No Tegan and no Blackheart.
Why?
This is how the list is on the SmackDown information when I checked this. Okay, that's the first thing that's wrong with this. The second thing, they faced the tag champions and won, but didn't win else.
It was confusing as fuck.
So what the fuck are they supposed to do at this point? Their debut matches, they beat the tag champions.
Not to mention the fact that when Tegan made her return in NXT,
Nox,
she went straight after Candice LeRae, so we're expecting a grudge match on NXT.
But
are we going to get one now? Yes? No? Maybe?
SmackDown, it's Nox. I got to call her Nox. She's not Tegan, she's Nox.
Fuck that, I'm calling her Tegan Nox. If you can call Doudrop Piper Niven, I can call Tegan Nox. I can call Nox Tegan Nox.
I am taking the piss out of WWE here. I don't care whether you call her Tegan Nox or not, or Shotzi Black. I don't care. But I'm just not there calling them. What makes it weirder than Piper Niven's, though, is the fact of Tegan and Shotzi are still on NXT, going by their full names, but on the main roster, they appeared in the same week on two shows. In fact, but with different names.
I don't know. My head hurts, and I'm gonna kill a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard me. I'll kill you. Shut up.
But yeah.
I'm gonna sellotape his mouth shut in a minute.
Speaking of things that need to be taped shut, Edge's promo.
It was funny. That was it.
Literally made no sense to have this here, dear. This will happen later on. Made this redundant. You didn't need this here. Later on, kind of made it.
Just a bit.
Next up, Will comes out and informs everybody that Lee will not be having a match against Bianca Belair because Bayley is injured and will be out for 9 months.
Yeah, and I'm kind of pissed about this. Obviously, there's nothing you can do about like Bayley being injured or anything, but they were supposed to have an I Quit match.
Yeah. And now Bayley is quit for 9 months. Yeah.
Huh?
Now Bayley is for 9 months.
Yeah. Can't Carmella do an I Quit match with Bella?
Well, no, there's no history.
So?
No, it makes that your response is more what I expect at WWE. The fact it isn't an I Quit match surprises me because you'd think they would have just kept the same installations.
Well, they've still got story building. We've still got a week of story building left. They might go, and to prove to you that I'll be an even better champion than you, how about this? We keep the I Quit stipulation or something like that.
Well, it's the other thing about this is putting Carla Miller in this match has pulled her out of the Money in the Bank match. She has been replaced by Liv Morgan.
I know. Well, I mean, I'm happy that Liv Morgan's in it.
Do you think there's a possibility, and this is the logic I can see, Carmella fails, beat Belair, and just put back in the money match and live out, screw with Liv Morgan? Because that's what Sonya Deville's been doing in character.
Yeah, sounds about right.
There's also a to be determined another person to go in Money in the Bank match as well.
What? Yeah, I guess.
They're still a competitor.
Huh?
They are still a competitor short.
Yeah.
There's been I will touch upon this actually. There has actually been some talk that maybe it'll be Sonya.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I just don't see it working.
I get working over, but I wouldn't be opposed to it either because I want to see Sonya back in the ring. But when Sonya's ready to be back in the ring, to be very clear.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't think it'll happen either. But because it's been made by a few people, I feel it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I got excited by something else.
Oh, the Carmella match, sorry, is actually taking place next week on SmackDown. It's not Money in the Bank.
Yeah. I got excited by something else. Tony Storm coming soon. To SmackDown.
Sorry, I'm just getting everything off. Me to laugh. Just Storm made heads a couple of weeks ago for something else that happened.
Huh?
Now, magically, she's being called up to the main roster.
Yeah.
Nothing Tony Storm. I like Tony Storm as a wrestler, but I'm so they're gonna do, and it's gonna be terrible. Hopefully not, though. And Tony Storm is just allowed to be an actual wrestler and a token symbol, shall we?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Then we had Seth versus Cesaro.
Oh, yeah, you've missed something. Heyman and Reigns discuss at Edge calling out Reigns.
Yeah, and the fact that Edge questioned his manhood.
Yeah, and all that box. Them this is Cesaro. I mentioned it because they are related. Yes, Reigns versus Cesaro. This is some qualifying.
I mean, another great match from the pair of them, and a great win for Rollins, to be honest.
Yeah, such shocks. Cesaro can have a good match. The figure.
I mean, it's going to be good to see Rollins in the Money in the Bank match. We've only ever seen him in like one other Money in the Bank match, and he had Kane to babysit him.
He won, which is a WrestleMania main event can.
Yeah. But he had a big red machine to babysit him in that.
Corporate Kane, I think. I don't think it's machine Kane.
There's a big red machine in that suit anyway.
There's also a mayor in that suit too, but anyway.
No. But, yeah, great match by the two of them. I was surprised that Rollins won, but happy that he did.
I'm not opposed to the fact one.
And then you had the...
I would have preferred Cesaro personally, but I'm not opposed to Rollins.
No. Then you had the Edge and Rollins face-off, which was kind of cool.
Before that happened, he was ambushing Edge in Edge's dressing room, and he wasn't. This led to what you're just about to talk about.
Yeah. He wasn't there, though. And they said, he's lucky he's not here.
We led to Edge behind Rollins.
Yeah. Face-off was, like, pretty cool.
He basically called him out for whining.
Yeah, and the incident that happened in 2014 that brought the Authority back into power.
Yeah. at least at least storyline wise, this makes sense. It's like he should have an issue.
Yeah. Being as he could have killed him.
Yes, at that point, Edge was not medically cleared, dressed alive either. He was on the no contact list.
Yeah. The only thing he did do is give consent for him to do that, but he had to be very careful.
Oh yeah. It was still very dangerous.
Yeah. The Alpha Academy segment afterwards was pretty dull.
Again, this is something they need to be here.
So, if anyone tries to hurt me, I'ma destroy them, said the Otis that is now a full-fledged heel. Name dropping all the champions in WWE though was actually like okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I stop already? I fell asleep.
Yeah.
It was not
And
good.
then next week, a Fatal 4-Way's been announced between all the Money in the Bank competitors on the men's side. Whether we get one on the women's side is another question. Once the four competitors announced. Or there'll probably be a battle royal to decide the fourth and final competitor.
Yeah, it's because there's some of the competitors that which either go into the pay-per-view, no, or we'll decide next week, I suspect.
Yeah. And then the final Edge segment was comical and intense, and then the call-out was just interesting. Then it turned out to be a setup by the Mysterios and Edge, and Jay got the steel chair smile treatment.
Yeah, and the smart one is Roman, who to one left them all to it.
Yeah, and I did like it how Edge went from one to the other, 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 until his music eventually started playing like the sound guy had half fallen asleep after the first submission was played on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes he's not touching Roman because you wouldn't want him to. The use get obviously of leeway here because obviously the Mysterios attack them with the chair stuff. So again, doesn't really harm by this either. It makes a point and demonstrates something that's going on. It kind of implies that the Mysterios are going to help Edge out here.
I mean, it makes sense. Edge and Mysterio have history.
They do, but they are also former tag team champions too.
Yeah.
As is Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio. Yeah. Just to be clear.
That'd be like a Strowman and Nicholas scenario if that was the case.
You got. It would have been a very different thing.
Indeedly doodly.
So, and that was pretty much the SmackDown.
Yeah.
You need to give us a rating for SmackDown.
That got a 3 as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It was very SmackDown.
And it's been good the last few weeks. It just feels like this week kind of spoiled it.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, I think the Bailey thing hurt this show because I think they probably had to work around it a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I did like the little segment they did for Bailey where she actually got to say, "Oh, it was all your fault." All you
We did forget to mention that, and that's quite right. She blamed the fans for her injuring her knee. It's our fault.
Yeah,
which to be honest, I like.
That was a good little heel moment right there. That was good.
It works for her character.
Yeah,
it's good. I mean, here's the thing. I think keep her around in some fashion, even though she can't do anything for 9 months. She can come and annoy Michael Cole, which I'm a big fan of that idea.
Mm-hmm.
She could be someone's manager. She could be the ding dong hello bollocks for 9 months. You know, the few things she do.
Yeah, she's out for injury, but she's out for injury. She's not cleared for competition, but she's usable.
Yeah. Bailey can talk, knows how to get us across. So yeah.
Yeah. And Becky Lynch and Bailey are really close friends, so if she really wanted some tips, I'm sure she could talk to Seth Rollins because it is a knee injury after all.
Yeah, I do think this happening to Baylor may make Sasha come back sooner than probably planned as well.
Probably.
So you might see that next week. You might even see that next week or Money in the Bank, I suspect.
Possibly.
For doing this. But it is pretty much it for WWE. However, and we kind of touched on this before. For those of you who don't know about this stuff now, you can stop watching because we're going to talk a bit about the forbidden subject on this show because Aaron watched something this week she normally have watched.
Yeah.
And we're going to get Aaron's opinion on it because I want to know, and I think it's going to have as an example of a show because we may have some more stuff on, but we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So this week on BW, a certain somebody it just happens to be a certain somebody's favorite wrestler.
Okay, I'll put this out there here and now. I watched Tommy End when he was in the independent circuit. I watched Tommy End when he was in Impact. Was it Impact?
I don't think it was Impact.
New Japan?
Oh, sure. So, Impact more like I think. Maybe I'm not. I remember it though.
I watched Aleister Black like Tommy End whenever I could, wherever I could. Like if he had a match and it was televised, I watched it because he was one of my favorite wrestlers. I loved his persona. I loved his whole gimmick. And when he came to WWE, I was absolutely thrilled because it means I didn't have to like watch anything else. And then of course he got released. And I thought, oh great.
I've just checked. Just had a look up for other promotions he's been in because it confused me. I don't know why. No Impact, no New Japan, but he has Japan. People will probably know Progress, Revolution, Big Japan Pro Wrestling, and Evolve, and Pro Wrestling Singular.
Yeah, Evolve, yeah.
So.
But when he made his debut on the Cruiserweight, not Cruiserweight Classic, the United Kingdom tournament against Neville, I was sold. I was like, okay, well, I don't have to watch anything else now. He's in WWE. Then didn't hear from like him or anything for a couple of months. And then he made his debut on NXT, and I was just like, yes. And then I hear he was going up to main roster. I was like, yay. And they dropped all of his gimmicks and made him do superhero stuff with Ricochet that didn't really make sense with his character or anything. And I was like, okay. And then recently, literally the last time he was seen on WWE TV, he did the whole blackout. Lights came back on, standing in front of Big E, and Black masked his ass. And then he gets released the following week.
You do realise, check with WWE, and they show that foot apparently being kicked by the invisible man.
Yeah, and I was just like, why? And then I woke up and I had a notification. Malachi Black debuts in AEW, and I was like, oh hell no. Looked at the clip, saw him standing there smiling, and I was like, need to watch. Must watch. Have to watch. Got to watch. Will watch. Am watching. Downloaded link. Uploaded link. Watched link. Really happy. But kind of disappointed that it had to happen on AEW.
Yes, but I do have a nice little caveat for you here. This is one. We faced the Bastard Pack in AEW.
Yes.
Mentioned about Neville before back, for those of you who don't know. So there's that. That's a fun thing. But what I am going to touch upon here, because it might be another reason why it's important, is the fact that he was actually able to appear after only 35 days after his release.
Yes, WWE fucked up. They didn't give him a 90-day no-compete clause because he still had the same contract under NXT. He only had a 30-day non-compete clause.
Didn't update his contract.
WWE are idiots.
Yeah, bear in mind, this is once upon a time forgot to renew the Rock's contract. He got to go away without any issues.
Yeah, and I feel like they really fucked up there because they ended up getting Selena Vega for Aleister Black.
You do because there's quite a few of these wrestlers got released recently. Also have similar things in contracts where it's only like 4 days.
Yeah.
Because Impact have got an event called Slammiversary. Apparently, one of them may be appearing, as we'll see.
Yeah, and AEW have got the Fight Fest or whatever it's called coming up.
There's 2 Fight Fests. There's part 1, which is this Wednesday. Then the following Wednesday was part 2, and you got Fight Fest, which is the following Wednesday, which is an event. The proceeds go to victims of gun crime.
And another person who has not got a 90-day non-compete clause, Strowman. And he posted something quite similar to something that Malachi Black posted.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, did you see promo thing he did as Malachi Black?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it the day before the day of his debut, and I was like, "Oh, this looks AEW. This looks AEW. This looks AEW." Woke up the next morning to the notification from AEW Malachi Black. I was like,
you know why it looks like AEW? Because AEW let the wrestlers doing shit.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked the video. The video looked really cool.
For those of you who want a comparison, the minute that Ambrose was released, he came up with like a promo thing he did, and yeah. It was not kind of. It wasn't exactly the same as what obviously Malachi Black did, but it was literally as they expired the promo, which then led to the mirroring. Oh, look, you're on AEW. But here's the big thing when it comes to Malachi Black. Hi, bro.
He's knocking everything over.
I noticed. Obviously, you've watched when he was in on AEW. Now, bear in mind this kind of feud that he's been having when he was WWE. His first night in AEW, what does he do? He black masses Anderson, and then Cody Rhodes.
I loved it.
It kind of tells you what they think of him, right there. That's one of the VP companies he's kicking.
Yeah. I was like, when he kicked Arn Anderson, I was just like, oh no, wait, Cody's not out yet. He wouldn't black mass Arn Anderson. Oh, perhaps he will. And then Cody was standing there. I was like, oh, you don't want to be standing there. And he kicked him as well. I was like,
it also shows that they trust Malachi Black to do this, because Arn Anderson, the reason he retired from wrestling was neck issues and back issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took Malak kick.
Yeah.
So that tells you a lot what they think of him right there.
Is that what they're calling it? The Malak kick?
I'm in Malachi's kick. I don't know what to call it because it's black mass until I know otherwise, but I'm guessing it won't be called that because that's a WWE thing.
Aleister Black has black mass trademarked. WWE do not own that.
Well, then it's probably Black's then.
Because Aleister Black has his own merch website called Black Mass.
Well, in that case, it will be still Black Mass. He says what it is. Sure, that's the honest starter. But you are probably right. Because sometimes people change names, their moves. That's all.
Yeah, Tommy End did the smart thing. He trademarked his finisher.
Which I think is a smart thing to do, definitely. So
Yeah, I mean, he used to use Black Mass when it was Tommy End on the independent circuit. So
yeah, I mean, for an example of WWE on which can relate to, well, you call them FTR, but you'd know them as the
Revival.
they're finishing the Shatter Machine
Mm-hmm.
in AEW. It's had two different names. One was the Goodnight Express, but it's been renamed to the Big.
Yeah.
And the reason it's called Big Rig is in honor of Brody Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a
Whereas you've got Gallows and Anderson that have got the Magic Killer.
Yeah.
They trademark that.
Yeah, that they can still. Yeah, they still call that because New Japan don't mind them using it, don't care. Because they've got a deal with them. For those of you who were wondering, well, how can that be? This coming Wednesday on AEW, and gonna show AEW here. You have John Moxley against Carl Anderson in a match for the IWGP United States title.
I'm looking forward to that. It'll be the first time I've seen Moxley in the ring in a while.
First match back off after being on parental leave for Bubba as well.
It's the first match I've seen him in since he was in WWE. So,
well, be interesting. He looks a bit different now. Depends if his hair's going back. Actually, completely shaved all his hair off.
Yeah, didn't he have like an exploding TNT match or something?
That was a while ago, but literally when he took time off, the parental time off for the butt, he actually shaved all his hair.
Yeah.
It depends on how much is going back as to what you'll see, but it'll be interesting. And you got Gallows and Anderson who are both body nuts anyway.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
It'd be one of those situations where you say, where does the headbutt start and end with the forehead?
I think with Gallows and Anderson, it's just if they hit your forehead. So.
Yeah.
It's just one of those.
Just an overall headbutt. If any part of the head hits you, it counts. It's just one big forehead.
Yeah, I mean, there's some examples right there because of the people we've mentioned are also ex-WWE guys who've done very well for themselves away from WWE. So I think this hopefully bodes well for Malachi. And Rusev, you would know him, Miro, who's done for himself. Because Miro is God's favorite wrestler. If you haven't already, people, you check out some of his 80 promos for the last 3 or so. They are fantastic. He thanks God for his flexible wife for being God's favorite wrestler.
Yep.
Wonderful stuff. But
I heard a rumor this week that I was actually quite surprised about. WWE are considering firing Jey Uso.
Oh yes, we will touch upon that now. What are the Usos? I don't remember which one it is in all honesty. Down for a DUI.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one that's married to Naomi. That I do remember, but I don't remember which one of them it is. I think that's Jimmy. I think.
Yeah. I got told it was Jay, so.
Yeah. No, it's Jimmy. Jimmy arrested. So I will, however, check he is the one that's married to Naomi because otherwise it's that wrong, and I'd much rather make sure that right.
Yeah.
Because otherwise that is weird. Yeah. It is. Yeah, he's the one that's married to her.
Nice.
I do like to make sure of such things because it's kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. But that, I think, I'm not sure. That could be why they're looking at possibly firing one of them. Apparently, WWE were not happy about it because this is like about the fourth or fifth time he's been done for a DUI.
Mm.
And a consequence of this, by the way, is apparently Naomi was getting harassed on Twitter. She has actually left social media.
Who?
Naomi. We've been harassed about this on social media, so apparently she's on social media.
Oh.
Yeah. Because sometimes, wrestling, you can get sorry guys, but it's a simple fact. Sometimes you're a bunch of dicks. It's one thing to do so. I don't think it's a particularly clever idea, but I understand it at least. Saying it to Naomi, it's like, yeah, what's she gonna do? Not drink? She's not the one being done for DUIs. I mean, nobody can stop a human being from being from saying if they want to. So why would you complain to her about it or tell her? It's like she doesn't need you telling her. I'm sure she knows.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, people that are doing that are the same deserve treatment as that fan who tried to get into the ring with Jericho. For those of you who don't know, that was punched. I had a bit of a rant about this. He was off of the show, so I'll just give you a quick recap. Basically, if you think it's okay to wrestling ring, you get and you. Do you think it's up for you to try into the wrestling? Those wrestlers are entitled to defend themselves in any way they deem fit. You're going to get deserve. And to be honest, that fan was lucky Jericho. Because there are some wrestlers who would have done much than just punch him in the head. Mm-hmm. You're muted.
Not disagreeing.
So, yeah, it's a case of you're entitled to your opinions, of course you are. You're bright people, you do have them.
Yeah.
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 See, I'm trying to think if there's anything we need to cover at all. I think that is pretty much most things. I was curious also if I get your input on that your favorite wrestler that appeared for the other company.
Yeah.
I do find
I like it, but yeah, I begrudgingly like it.
I do find it funny though, and you can touch upon this that Selena's back in WWE after basically swallowing her pride and all her morals, and her husband, her ex the wrestler she used to manage, and they're both in AEW. Look at the find it funny. Yeah. Oh, right. Also, for those of you who may be watching at this point, who care, the England European finals match is actually penalties. So it's like a bunch of very upset English in this finishes because England are shit at penalties. Like most England fans are probably watching like this. That would be my guess. So basically, yeah. So we're still doing his charity, of course. So Aaron is doing his charity, which is it's British Heart Foundation and
Sing for Support and Red Hair Month.
there we go. If you couldn't guess the head thing, you should best look at it right here. So, because that hair is very red. He's been using highlight shampoo, so it's just showing.
Yes.
So, and of course, you can always Karen. I used to Twitch channel, do no streams.
Yep.
Which there's streams on Monday.
Yep.
And there's another one
Saturday.
Saturdays. There we go. Maybe another one coming. You've been teasing this.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe people, maybe you have to stay tuned to find out.
But I do have an announcement on Monday.
Ooh.
Yeah, something quite big for me. And yeah, if you're not busy Monday night at 9 p.m, definitely come check it out.
On where? Where are we going?
Twitch.
On Twitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Twitch links are in the description for the YouTube thing here. Otherwise, just go to Aaron's social medias. You'll probably find it there.
Yeah, and the announcement will probably be happening around 9:30, but it's a big announcement. Something I'm quite excited about.
Yeah, I will. Interested to see. Hopefully we'll be able to see it, depending on how big I am tomorrow, because I've got quite a loaded day tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we will see, because I've got people talk about bookings and stuff, plus invoices and paperwork stuff. So the stuff for all the self-employed people have to do.
Actually, you know what? Have a look now. I've just sent it to your phone. I want to see your reaction.
To mine?
Yeah.
Like as a text message.
Messenger.
Oh, message. Okay, right.
England just scored.
There's a penalty shout going on. It's why I explained it, because I think you just spend up hearing shouting going.
That's 2-1.
He just missed a penalty. So there's people telling me stuff. Oh, okay. Yes, you've alluded to it before. I got you. Good fun. Curious to see what people think.
What do you think of how? Think it looks okay?
I didn't open it because obviously we're here, but I will actually open it now. Now you've mentioned it. Just let me one moment. England scored their follow-up penalty. I am just going to check this link, so just bear with me to do this, because I would like to know what it is. Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
I think that'll be very nice for people, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys check that stuff out, okay?
Mhm.
So I think there'll be some interesting people. I'll be surprised if they're not, because I think that's kind of usually quite well.
Yeah.
So be good to see. But yeah, 9 o'clock tomorrow, 9 o'clock UK time on Twitch. Stay on for this, which is going to be about half. You say?
Yeah. The announcement should be around 9:30.
Okay. So I would check that for 9, because just in case, because you never know. Might up being early.
Yeah, you never know. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to end up getting a couple of Twitch raids around 9:30, because that's like normally the time that some streamers stop for the night.
Oh, I see. Also, you're part of that collective as well, which does help with stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what is that collective? You want to give them a shout out?
It is the Crow Fam.
Yeah, there we go. So keep an eye out for that. That's if that happens, that's what that is.
And this week we actually made it top 100 in the world. We're ranked 92 in the world now, so it's really cool.
So they ranked them. Interesting.
Yeah.
England's the penalty. he hit the post and went out. Wasn't even saved. It's terrible. Oh, and it was Rashford as well, so that's going to go down in the morning. It's the person they all like to rag on. I mean,
Bruce just growled.
yeah, well, never mind.
I think he was an England manager in a previous life.
Well, he might be current one, the way that put it was just there you go.
I don't know.
It was bad. It's one thing they're saved, that's fair enough. If you miss the goal, I have no empathy for you at all. That is bad.
I kind of jinxed it, to be honest, because I said it would go to penalties.
It lived scored then penalty. I'll tell you what. We'll just stick around for a little bit, guys, and we're going to wait and see if penalty shootout finishes. It's Italy that win. We're going to sit here laughing, and if England win, I'll be amazed. Because England are shit. That's basically what it is.
Either way, I don't care.
but that's funny. However, you've got the England there, so. Part of England kit's red, so. And there's another penalty.
What?
England just missed the penalty. Got saved.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And it's the players joining Man United as well. That's going to be fun. So.
That's all right. Man United crap.
Yeah, but you know what will happen? It's because the players have done that. The press will be all over it because it's happens to be these two players. And of course, people will be a bit weird about it because obviously they're both players of colour. Yeah. Which, to be fair, I'm going to be very clear about it. Don't be picking on people just because of their colour or their skin or anything like that. Also, it's a game. Don't pick on them just because they happy crap at taking penalties. I guarantee you, if you're in that same position in front of like hundreds of thousands of people, you probably fucking miss too.
I know that if we lose, my mum's going to come home in a foul mood, so.
Oh, England just saved a penalty.
I can hear.
I can hear people here as well.
Bruce can too, apparently.
Well, he's got more sensitive hearing than we do, so he can probably hear more away than you. Oh dear. This stuff funny. I mean, it's a good job this stuff doesn't happen in wrestling. If he was like doing wrestling matches.
I hope that my well, if I have kids when I'm older, I hope that I'm never asked where I was when England won the UEFA Champions League or whatever.
I don't think it's likely. They just missed off a penalty.
I just heard someone punch a fence. Game back garden.
I suspect that means Italy have won from what I'm seeing. Italians are all hugging each other. England and people look. Yeah, I guess that means Italy. So you don't know anyone where you were when England won because they didn't win. So there you go. So top of the wrestling. React to doesn't go crap at penalty shootouts.
I swear.
For our American viewers, we're talking about the Soccer European Championships, just to clear. Game house it's football because America does on-center concert. So, it's like Vince McMahon sensible working. No. I'm with that, which I'm sure has cheered Aaron up. We're gonna leave you guys. Aaron, we'll see you guys on Twitch tomorrow at 9 p.m. Check it out. It's worth to find out what this announcement is going to be. I think you'll like it. Well, I'm going to wave you guys out. And he's also going to let me know what he thinks when he watches AEW again this week as well. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.